Doc, what did you, coming off a 5-game road trip, what did you think your team's played?
I liked it. I thought we played in spurts at times, but overall, I liked our energy. It was one of those games you just felt like we could pull away, but we never did. They played extremely hard, though. They were very competitive. I think the way they lost yesterday, and with all the other stuff that happened, I think they wanted to come here and put a serious game on the floor, and I thought they did that.
Doc, what did you hear happen with DJ, and then what did you hear him or say to
I think he told Mark that he loved him, and Mark said he loved him back, and that was it. I don't know, so is the answer. I thought that way would be better, though.
I like that better.
Yeah, I do too. Yeah.
There was a stretch there after DJ left where the lead started to kind of get a little bit closer there, and I think Josh had those 2 threes late in the third. How big was he in the second half?
He played well. The threes are good sometimes. But more, I just thought he played with pretty good energy. I thought our bench gave us a great lift today. It's funny, again, Dan, that's why you look at plus minus. They have a minus, yet I thought their energy really helped our team today. And it's funny, the starters actually said that at halftime. They just felt like they gave them energy today. I thought the bench got frustrated because they were moving the ball and they miss a layup or block a shot or fumble the ball. But I love the way they played. And if they continue to play like that with the ball moving more in the first half than the second, to me, that group will be good.
Doc, you coached Paul Pierce with nice size in his career. Your thoughts on him scoring 26,000 points?
I didn't know that. So that's a lot of points. I don't even know what place is Paul in.
16.
Wow, that's amazing. Paul's just special. He frustrated me when I coached against him because I didn't see the athleticism. I used to drive me crazy. You think this slow guy, how's he scoring? Then when you coach him, you realize he's not slow. He's got a great first step, and he's a better athlete than you think, and he's strong as heck. But I think Paul scored most of his points from fundamentals. Every kid should watch his footwork. I mean, he's still beating guys off the dribble, and it's all footwork, and it's amazing.
I realize you guys won the game, but second time this year you guys had somebody ejected for 2 technical fouls. You guys need to do a better job just kind of keeping it in when they get frustrated?
I don't know, man. I mean, who leads the league in techs?
You guys.
No, as a team. You sure? You should check that.
Okay.
You should check that. I think it's Golden State.
Your second?
Now, I could be wrong, but I know they're up there. I mean, don't you guys have internet in this room? My goodness.
You know, Wi-Fi here is.
Or is it called internet? I don't even know if it's called internet. Is that what it's called, Wi-Fi? But obviously we don't want anybody to get thrown out a game, and I didn't know, honestly, if that was enough to get thrown out, but it didn't, you just never know. So I don't like anybody getting thrown out, but it happens.
Josh, now about 6 weeks in, where do you feel he is in terms of it?
Just up and down. I'd like him to be a little more consistent. I think his effort is consistent, which is good. And he's getting it, like him and all of them. They're just slowly. I just like our team. Like you can feel us building. We're slowly getting better. We're nowhere near where we want to be by the end of the year, and that's why we'll win games or lose a couple games here and there. But you can see us getting it. You can feel our group as a team now. They kind of understand what we need to do and trying to do every night, and I think we're getting there. So I'm happy with it.
Doc, after a long road trip like that, is it important for guys to share the load in a game like this where maybe 1 or 2 guys are tired?
Yeah, honestly, coming in the game, I was expecting a couple guys that may have flat nights, and the problem is from a coaching standpoint, you don't know who or where or which guy. I mean, Chris, for whatever reason, looked like he had great legs tonight, and so there's no rhyme or reason to it. We've not practiced at all in a week.
Milwaukee.
Milwaukee, yeah, and really no shoot-arounds either. So, and the only reason we did that is because we just haven't had nowhere to get any rest. So our guys have handled that well. They come into the little walkthroughs before games, and they're very serious about it, and that's allowed us to survive through the stretch.
You mentioned the bench's energy. Energy's never really been a problem for Lance Stevenson.
No.
But it seemed like in the first half he kind of gave you the thrust you wanted.
Yeah.
But on the negative, then it seemed like he would make a play, and he'd run down the court and guard the wrong guy.
Yeah. We had, the funny thing is, sometimes you just gotta laugh with them, and at halftime the guys were killing him because, he gets a dunk, a steal, and then he's, literally. I called it, and I said, you can't have a parade after every basket, okay? And he did that, but on the upside of it, he's doing so many other things for us. And I think our guys now get him. They understand he really wants to make plays. He doesn't necessarily want to score. And I think our guys are trying to get him the ball so he can run in transition more.
Doc, too, your next 3 games are against teams that are above you right now in the standings. Do you feel your team's playing well enough to really be able to take advantage of that part?
Yeah, I think we are. But, it all depends on that night, obviously, and finishing game. San Antonio, I think their point differential is actually greater now than Golden State's, which it's funny. Maybe no one knows that. Everyone's talking about the other team. And San Antonio they're not beating teams right now. They're destroying teams. And so we got a great challenge. I'm really looking forward to it.
And Doc, we talked about this stretch that's happened and you're in the middle of right now.
Yeah.
So how do you grade what you're doing, and then how much more of a task is it to have to come home one game and quickly go back to back?
Well, this is tough. Obviously you'd rather play San Antonio and Oklahoma. Think about the other time. We have to fly back from Houston day off and then play Oklahoma. So, this is why you got to be careful judging your matchups during the regular season, because you can't see what a team's going through, if they're going through a tough period, if they're tired. But at the end of the day, we'll find energy from somewhere, and we'll be ready, and I really believe that.
But is this going to tell you anything special about your team right now, do you think?
I don't know. I guess I'll answer that at the end of it. I hope it tells me something, but you just don't know right now, We have the high school here? Did
Yes.
they come?
We do. They're here.
Right here, blue finger.
Okay, you guys have one question?
Ask some questions, guys.
Adrian, ask him one.
Where's the mic? I just got.
That's right.
I got a funny question.
All right.
Which commercial acting skills are better, Chris Paul?
Oh, Blake, you don't even have to ask the question, Blake. Yeah. It's not even close, is it? Blake's good, I think. Chris gets paid a lot for his commercials, but Blake's really good.
That makes Chris good.
Yeah, that makes Chris good too. Good question. You have one?
I know.
All right. Next time.
I got one for him.
Come on.
Who's better in 2K, Austin or you?
In 2K?
Yeah.
Austin's probably better than 2K. I'll leave it there. Thank you. Nice guys.
Guys, we'll have Blake and Chris Paul in here tonight.
I said that even though maybe the plus minuses don't show it, that the bench's energy was a big factor in that. What did you think about the way they played?
I think they came in and were aggressive, defended early. I don't have a clue what the plus minus is, but it's like Doc said, the energy is contagious. We try to start off the game with a good defensive mindset. And those guys came in and I think played well.
Chris, what did you think about the way the team played coming off of the trip, the 5-game trip?
When we had walkthrough before the game, we were talking about how funny it felt being back home after going away for so long. But sometimes teams have letdowns and things like that. But I think we were focused. We came in, knew that we were leaving back out again tomorrow, and we wanted to take care of home.
Chris, 8 assists for you tonight, 25 for the team. Was it really important for you guys to play together, maybe more than normal, just because you're kind of beaten up from a 5-game road trip?
That's the way we try to play every night. Share the ball, find an open man, move it, and that's what was great about the second unit. It was that one possession where everybody just kept doing touch passes, and when you play like that, it's fun.
How do you describe this stretch of games, Chris, with those games coming home once and boom, back on the road, and a couple of real tough ones coming up?
You call it the NBA. That's how it is. You travel. Everybody plays the same amount of road games, same amount of home games, and you just take it for what it is. And we know we're going into a tough environment in San Antonio, and we got to be ready.
Will this tell you anything about what your team is about in the next couple of games, you think?
It'll show us where we are, you know, as of December, what is that, 19th, 18th? Yeah, you know, but they're a team that's always a good test for anybody because they're not going to beat themselves. You have to beat them.
Chris, there was a stretch that seemed like kind of like peak Lance Stevenson. And then the first quarter, at the start of the second quarter, where he's making no passes, great assists, he's dancing all over the place, gets a steal, and then he runs down and guards the wrong guy. You guys kind of give him a hard time at every point. What's it been like kind of on that, I guess, roller coaster with him, and have you gotten comfortable with him at this point?
Yeah, I think we're very comfortable with Lance. Lance is, his energy is always high energy guy. You know, the way he pushes the ball, I wish I pushed it like that. But the good thing about Lance is he works hard and he wants to be great. You know, every time he plays, he's a guy that's not selfish. He wants to find the open man and stuff like that, and we need it. And he's a competitor, so defense is what he's always sticking to.
Talking about this 5-game trip you guys came back from, Doc said when that happens, some guys might not have their legs. He doesn't know who it's going to be on a given night, but he said he thought you looked like you had your energy, looked like you had your legs. Did you feel good and fresh, kind of ready?
Yeah, I felt pretty good. Felt good to be home. You know, to sleep in our own bed. We got a chance to go into the facility, use our own stuff, and you know, Doc's pretty good about getting us our rest. So yeah, felt pretty good.
Thanks, guys. Like should be in here any second. Oh, you got it on too, yeah. Good color.
Did you really hear me? Damn.
There was a stretch where, I don't know, I think it was kind of like peak Lance Stevenson, where he was making no passes, dancing all over the court, and then, you know, I think he had a steal and a dunk, and then went and guarded the wrong guy. What's it been like kind of playing with him and kind of weathering these stretches?
He's been great, man. Like, what was it, Detroit? I don't think he got didn't play in Detroit. He was energetic. He was cheering us on. He was talking to guys, positive, and that helps. And I think that type of energy carried over into the night. He was good first quarter when he wasn't in the game, and he got in. He did what he does. But you know, the dunk and the celebration and the missed defensive assignment on the other end, we'll live with it for now. I remember I said something to him right after that. He was like, "Oh, he didn't even know he did it." So, you know, I love Lance because he wants to be good. He wants to be a team player, and he is. And he always is looking to, you know, make guys better and you know, distribute the ball. So that's the kind of guy you want to have on your team.
How hard was it not to let, when DJ got ejected, to not fall apart at that point and come?
You know, it's just we kind of figured out what we were doing in that game, and I think we got to stuff that was working. And you know, our mentality, you know, has to be next guy up. Guy goes down with an injury, guy gets kicked out, he gets a flagrant 2. You know, just the next guy got to step up. So. You know, I thought Josh came in. I thought we did a good job as a team of just filling that void. You guys won the last 5 out of 6 coming off the road. How important was this just coming home, just kind of break the monotony of being on the road before you guys go back out? It was good. You know, it's good to get a home game, even if you got to fly back, you know, across the country to do it. You know, CP and I were talking on the road, like I was joking, like we should have just gone back to Milwaukee and played another game there instead of that on the road. And changing these time zones, but you know, it's a challenge, and you know, every team has to go through it at some point or another. So you know, we got to go back on the road tomorrow and get some rest and get a couple more wins.
You talk about the challenge of the next couple of games, and what is this going to tell you about this club right now?
You know, these are. This game Friday, San Antonio, Houston back-to-back is always tough, no matter how either team is playing. So we got to be good. We gotta mentally we have to be there. This is the time where you can't, you know, let excuses seep in. You can't let, you know, you can't start feeling sorry for yourself. and thinking, oh, well, we've been on the road, we've been back home, we're tired, we're this, we're that. Like, there's no room for that. We just gotta go out and compete, and execute, and try to get a couple wins.
Like you guys now lead the NBA in technical fouls. Is that something that you need to address?
Yeah, it was a goal coming into the season. I don't know, I like when guys play with emotion. Yeah, I need to be smarter at times. Sometimes some technical fouls are deserved, and sometimes they're not. And I think, I guess we've put ourselves in the position to not really get that leeway, and to get that little cushion that sometimes guys get. I watch a lot of basketball games, and I watch a lot of guys react to certain plays, and then I see our guys do the same thing, and sometimes it's not quite the same amount of cushion. So, yeah, we need to be better, and I think we put ourselves in that position, but it's not always fair.
You guys had a slow start, but you won 5 out of 6 games. What areas do you feel like the team is improving in?
I think we just trust in our system. I think all our new guys feel a lot more comfortable now. We play a lot of new guys, especially in that second unit. So, I think when they're in there, I think we do a much better job of just kind of trusting our offense and knowing exactly what to get into. A lot of times, with so many new guys, it was a little scattered at times, and I think we've just kind of settled down a little bit and figured out our groove, so to speak. But we still have a lot of things we can improve upon.
Like, can you elaborate on the matchup with San Antonio? What's it going to be like? You guys beat them last year, knocked them out, and now you're going to go back there to play them. What do you think the intensity is going to be like?
It'll be intense. You're always going to get a great game from San Antonio. They're obviously well coached. Obviously, they have a ton of talent, great leaders. I mean, across the board, they're a team that does things the right way. And anytime you go there and play, or you play them anywhere, they're going to be well prepared. They're going to execute. So we have to be even more prepared. We have to execute even better. We can't allow game plan mistakes to happen. The things that we go over and the things that we know that they're trying to get to, we can't